the KXLY4 HD Broadcast Center in downtown Spokane. This is Good Morning Northwest HD.
Right now, in Good Morning Northwest, an Italian judge orders a retrial for Amanda Knox. Why her family and her lawyers say she won't be going back.
Is your child's car seat installed correctly? Do you have the right car seat for your child? Odds are probably not. We'll let you know what you need to know to keep your kids safe.
The body of a missing teen is located and 3 people arrested. How his mother hopes her son will be remembered. And this little guy won't be little much longer. We'll tell you where he was born and show you his first steps as well. Good Morning Northwest. I'm Derek Dice. Rob and Nance is off. It is Tuesday, March 26th. Mark Peterson is here, and there is reason to celebrate because 60s are on our way.
Not only the 60s, which, you know, were a pretty fun decade, but we're going to see some sunshine. Pretty good. So we do have some cloud cover that's sitting out and moving north into British Columbia. We also have this action to the south of us, bringing the moisture in from the south. A bit of a blocking action into Spokane. So for today, we are going to see, again, some sunshine, variable clouds, you know, the afternoon cloud cover that we saw, much like yesterday. But we're going to see advancing cloud cover. That's going to be for the middle of the week. Then things are going to get better for the weekend again. We'll even see a chance of showers as this becomes a little stronger as we get into the end of the week. Right now, sitting at 30 degrees. There's a little frost out there. 30 into Deer Park, Omak at 25, Wenatchee at 33, and then the Tri-Cities at 43 degrees currently. Not bad. We're going to be at 30 as you head out the door this morning, 45 at noon. That's going to feel okay. But our high today is going to be 52 degrees into the valley. Temperatures into the mid-50s could be really nice. We'll have more on your extended outlook, and it's very positive for the weekend. That's coming up in a little bit.
Hi, Mark. Thank you. A developing story this morning. Just a few hours ago, an Italian judge ordered a retrial in the Amanda Knox murder trial. The Seattle native spent 4 years in prison before an appellate court overturned her murder conviction in 2007, in the 2007 death of her British roommate, Meredith Kercher. Prosecutors argued that despite that ruling, they still believe Knox and her former boyfriend, Rafael Solicito, are responsible for the death. Knox's defense team insists the acquittal was justified and says she is not likely to return to Italy.
I don't think she will come back for many reasons. First of all, she's a very young girl and she's looking to have her life, and this has a psychological impact on her. So she can come, of course. She's a free person. There's no limitation of liberty. But for the time being, I think she's looking forward to have her life back in Seattle.
If Knox refuses to return, the Italian government could appeal to the U.S. government for her extradition. Well, a teenager reported missing earlier this month is now believed to be dead, and detectives have arrested 3 people in the case. 17-year-old Donovan Stapert was reported missing on March 8th. Whitman County detectives believe Stapert died in a Malden home on or about March 7th, but that his body was moved elsewhere. Investigators arrested 2 men and 1 woman for their alleged involvement in his death and cover-up. They've been booked in the Whitman County Jail on charges that include controlled substance homicide, rendering criminal assistance, and unlawful disposal of human remains. Stapert's mother, Crystal Rothbard, wants her son remembered not for his death, but for his kindness.
He was just a loving, caring, he went out of his way to mow lawns for people. He would shovel snow for old people, you know, just to help.
Well, detectives have not released exactly what happened and are still seeking more information. Anyone with information is urged to call the Whitman County Sheriff's Office at 509-397-6266. A suspected car thief died yesterday, shot and killed by the owner of the vehicle he was stealing. The owner says he left his car running to warm up in the driveway and watched as the thief hopped inside. As he was driving off, the owner fired a shot, killing the thief and causing the car to crash. Police say the owner could face charges.
Yeah, the use of deadly force, if the other person turns out not to be armed with a deadly weapon, it is going to be looked at with great scrutiny by law enforcement.
Police say the car owner has been cooperating with detectives and, again, has not been charged yet. Firefighters put out a fire at a delivery truck at Indiana and Washington this morning. It happened in the parking lot of the Caruso's Floor store. This photo was taken just after the fire was put out. A dumpster was also on fire. Officials aren't sure whether the fire started in the van or the dumpster. Fire officials are investigating. Police say it was likely arson. A head-on crash injured 3 people in North Idaho. It happened on US 95 near Lapwai. 48-year-old Edward Kawapu did not see an oncoming vehicle and pulled out in front of a car driven by 26-year-old Eileen Lawrence and a passenger, causing the collision. All 3 were taken to St. Joseph's Hospital. No word on the severity of their injuries. Well, Spokane police are focusing on child car seat safety this spring. KXLY4's Casey Lund is live in our parking lot with Officer Teresa Fuller with how to keep your kids safe. Casey?
Officer Teresa Fuller, she's the best. She's the car seat guru. And yeah, Spokane PD, they're going to be focusing on enforcing all those rules just because through the end of May, because they see it so often. And it's really just not so much a matter of, willingly not following the rules, but people just not being educated. And that's why we have Officer Teresa Fuller here with us. 90%, that's a kind of staggering number, is kind of the rough statistic for people that just don't have their car seats installed correctly or don't have the proper one. We have a booster seat in here too, Jerry. And Teresa, will you just tell us a little bit about the booster seat rule and kind of the age requirements there?
Well, what the law says is 8 years old or 4'9", but it also says that they must fit the seatbelt correctly. Seatbelts were designed for 4'9" adults, so if the child's not 4'9" yet, chances of them fitting in it correctly go down immensely. If your child can't sit with their knees at the edge of the seat and their feet on the floor, can't keep the shoulder belt in the middle of their shoulder if they put it behind their back or under their armpit, and the lap belt rides off on the soft tissues of the belly, then they still need to be in a booster seat to boost them up into the proper position. All
right. And you also said there's this new law that we want to make sure people become aware of. Children under 11. 13 have to be in the back seat.
Yeah, that's been since 2007, and right now the Traffic Safety Administration is giving us overtime dollars to enforce that and the booster seat law. A lot of parents talk to me, well, my 11-and-a-half-year-old is as big as I am. It has nothing to do with size and everything to do with they're just not developed enough to take on those crash forces yet.
I must have not followed those rules. Believe it or not, I was a pretty big kid, so my mom just stuck me in the trunk. No, but anyway, we're gonna have some more information and where you can get your car seats checked out to make sure that you're following the rules and keeping your kids safe. Teresa, you're with us right now, so why bother doing an interview over the phone? Why don't you just tell us what's going on with traffic right now?
Traffic moving very nicely right now. I just checked, no problem spots. We've got the closures for construction. Francis closed from Crestline to Haven. Lots of work on Francis coming for this year, so you might want to start learning what your alternate routes will be.
Excellent. Well, we've got our traffic. We're talking car seats. We're going to have much more still ahead on Good Morning Northwest. Derek, back to you in the studio.
All right, Casey, thank you. In news around the nation now, the U.S. Supreme Court is taking on the topic of same-sex marriage. And we'll hear arguments in 2 different cases this week. One is a challenge to California's Proposition 8, which bans same-sex marriage. The other is the Defense of Marriage Act, which defines federal benefits to same-sex couples legally married in their states. Already, people from both sides are lined up for the limited public seating in the courtroom.
I view sexuality as a moral question. I hold to a traditional Christian ethic of sexuality between man and woman in marriage.
When Prop 8 passed, it was very hurtful to me and a lot of other Californians.
A verdict in both cases is expected in June. Around the Northwest this morning, Boeing's fleet of 787s could soon be back in the sky after a successful test flight in Everett. All the Dreamliners were grounded in January because of problems with the jet's batteries. Yesterday's flight check lasted 2 hours and went off without a hitch. A second test is planned in the upcoming days. Created a fireball at a Bonneville power facility near Maple Valley, Washington. It happened yesterday afternoon. Fire crews from several departments converged to contain that fire. The blast, however, did not cause any power outages. Well, a rare Rothschild giraffe, listed as an endangered species, was born over the weekend at a conservatory in Connecticut. The 6-foot-tall baby is still learning to stand in this video, and the calf's mother is encouraging it to try. Zoo staff says the calf is already curious about people and definitely is not shy. Once it reaches adulthood, the giraffe could stand almost 18 feet tall. That is about 3 Derek Dices or Mark Peterson. Well, yeah. A little less than 3 Mark Petersons.
Yeah. So what child safety seat do you put a 6-foot baby in?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Wow. That is, I mean, it's just a cool video.
For sure.
All right, so I have to tell a story in the house, speaking of cool video, that this thing with the puppies and the kittens, too cute. Have you seen these?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
All right, too cute. It's just nothing but nonstop animals. And I go, this is the most ridiculous thing. 45 minutes later, we're still watching. It's just unbelievable. And it's on a cable channel, and it's just too cute. And that's all it is. The giraffe's going to be on there now. Genius. If only we could have come up with that. All right, the commute underway. Things are looking really good here in the Spokane Coeur d'Alene area. the forecast looking even better. We'll have more on that coming up.
Once again, North Korea is threatening the United States and South Korea, what the country said this morning in its latest statement. And the U.S. Supreme Court hearing 2 landmark hearings regarding same-sex marriage this week. What happens today? Coming up.
Good Morning Northwest. You're waking up with Robin Nance, Derek Dice, and Mark Peterson with weather. This is KXLY4's Good Morning Northwest, your trusted choice for local news.